There are two really famous trading phrases that I see being passed around as trading advice all the time, but they're really annoying because they're so simple that they're pretty much useless, and at the same time, these two phrases sum up everything you need to do if you do want to succeed in the markets. So the first phrase is buy low, sell high. Obvious one, I'm sure you've heard it, but the fact is it doesn't matter what analysis method you're using. Usually, you're trying to find opportunities that allow you to do exactly that. Or more specifically, we could say buy lower than you sell at and sell higher than you bought at. So whether it's a complex method or a simple one, ultimately, this is what you're trying to learn to do. And the second phrase is cut your losses and let your profitable trades run. In other words, make sure your profitable trades overshadow your losing trades. Now, if you achieve what's being said in those two phrases, the chances are you'll be on course for profiting from your trading. Now, obviously, there are other factors that matter as well, but this would be a really good start. The problem is, though, these things are easier said than done. So let's try to make things a bit more practical. In this video, I want to focus on that second phrase, cutting your losses and letting your profitable trades run. So imagine this. Let's say you have two companies that you're invested in. One of these positions is running at a profit and the other is running at a loss. And one day you decide, you know what, I think it's time to buy a new car and I'm going to fund it from my portfolio. So now you need to choose which of these two positions you're going to sell. Is it going to be the one that's running at a profit or the one that's running at a loss? Which one are you going to liquidate? Now, since you're smart, I'm sure that for this example, you've probably come up with some sort of reasonable rationale about how you're going to make your decision. But the reality is, when people are faced with this sort of situation, being reasonable and rational about things is often thrown out the window, and studies have found that people tend to fall for something that's known as the disposition effect. This is the tendency to prematurely exit positions that have made a profit while holding on to the ones that have made a loss. But this goes against that trading principle we just discussed, of cutting your losses early and letting your profitable trades run. And how many times have you seen this with your trading as well? You close a trade, take those profits, only to see how much more money you could have made if you left it open, how much money you left on the table. It's frustrating, and it's not just you. It's been shown time and time again that the best results come from leaving those profitable trades running. And my favourite case of this is more of a practical study than a peer-reviewed one. Lee Freeman Shaw was one of the top fund managers in the world. At his peak, he had over £1 billion in assets under management, and he was running a fund of funds, meaning that his fund would build its portfolio by investing in other funds. So he knew about how different funds performed, and he decided that he was going to run a bit of a test. He gave 45 of the world's top fund managers between $20 and $150 million to invest, but under some strict rules. They were only able to invest in 10 stocks that they saw as being their very best investment ideas. He then went on to examine the 1,866 investments that were made by these top fund managers between 2006 and 2013, which included over 30,000 trades. And what he found were a bunch of common characteristics between these fund managers that put them into different categories based on how they reacted to profitable or losing positions. And when it came to losing positions, he actually found that in terms of the ideas themselves, there wasn't much difference between the best and worst performing fund managers. They had the same number of good ideas, meaning the same number of ideas that ended up doing as they expected compared to those that didn't. It was close enough to 50%. But the real difference was in how these ideas were executed. In particular, the fund managers with the highest rate of closing losing trades were actually the ones who had the best returns. And a large percentage of the fund managers who had closed profitable trades early would have performed much better if they had left them alone. This is something that the successful fund managers seem to intuitively know, and that's what they were doing. They were leaving these trades open. So Freeman Shaw recommends pinning a particular quote that came from one of the most successful fund managers, writing it down, pinning it to your screen to remind you of what you need to do with your trade management. So he says the quote is, "Losers hang around with losers, winners hang around with winners." In other words, profitable traders hang on to their profitable trades and losing traders hang on to their losing trades. But then why is this so difficult for most traders to do? Well, there are a number of different factors at play. The first relates to Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky's work on prospect theory, the choices that we make in the face of uncertainty and risk. So when we're profiting, we're more risk averse, and when we're losing, we're more risk seeking. You might not expect that, but that's the way it is. And this is because when we're in a profit, the certainty of taking that small profit now is better than the uncertainty that we face of either losing that profit or making an even bigger profit. Whereas when we're in a loss, the certainty of taking that smaller loss now is worse than the uncertainty of a potentially bigger loss or the chance of generating a profit. And this pushes us to hold on to our losers and close our profitable trades. It's all about the certainty or uncertainty. And related to that is another reason, which is that we have a recency bias. We tend to focus on the short term. So we experience something that's known as myopic loss aversion. This is where the pain of a short-term loss overpowers the potential pleasure of a longer-term gain. So this leads to fear starting to set in when a trade begins to move into profit and makes us want to close it because, the fear of a short-term loss is worse than the potential for a bigger profit down the line. And finally, we have self-control issues when we're faced with the possibility of instant gratification. This can be because that instant gratification feels good. Closing a profitable trade leads to a release of dopamine and testosterone, and we're driven to do more of whatever's going to produce that. So it's leading us to want to close those trades. Or it can be because we feel a sense of boredom or frustration as we wait for action to happen or for the next phase of our trade to play out. We don't like it when it dips into being less of a profit en route to the bigger profit. It feels frustrating. But with all of this in mind, how can we actually solve this issue of closing trades too early when we know that we shouldn't be? Well, I've got some practical approaches for you that I want to go through, but just before we do that, just quickly, if you've made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this. Also, do leave a comment down below if there's something that's picked up your interest that you want us to delve into deeper or just to give your thoughts on this topic. Okay, so the first thing is to make sure that you have a plan with your trade management decisions. In particular, I'd recommend a simple tip, which you can watch in this video up here, that you should stick to whenever you're making a decision. Even if that decision is to take no action, you should still stick with this tip. Make it a trading rule for yourself. And if you find yourself very frequently deviating from the plans that you set, try explaining your actions out loud, including why you're taking that actions. Not just what you're doing, but why you're doing it. By doing this, you'll sometimes realize that these ideas you're mulling over in your head, when you say them out loud, they don't sound so logical and they don't sound like they fit your plan. And this can lead to you overriding them and not taking those actions. The next thing is to work on your boredom threshold. The higher your boredom threshold, the less likely you are to take inappropriate action out of boredom. But the issue here, I think, is not so much to do with the boredom threshold, but it's that most people, when they open a trade, they then sit and stare at that trade even when there's nothing for them to do. And then they convince themselves that there is something for them to do, and then it's the wrong thing because they were just being they were bored, impatient, wanting some action. So instead, set time alarms or price alerts so you can leave the screen and only come back when there's actually something to do that's in line with your plan, rather than staring at it and then you force something that you shouldn't have done. And the final way to solve this issue, which I think is the most important one, is to take some profits. Take profits early to satisfy the need for instant gratification. So as Freeman Shaw says, if you imagine your trade sort of being like the Stanford marshmallow experiment, the ones where the kids, if they didn't eat the marshmallow that was in front of them, then after a certain amount of time they'd get another one. Well, if we think of our trade as being that marshmallow, the way we can solve this problem is to just nibble the marshmallow a little bit and then leave the rest for later. So take a small part of your profit when you feel the urge and then let the rest run. Now, some of you might think greedily about this sort of thing and think, well, if I leave the whole position open, I'd make even more profit rather than taking some now. But if you end up closing the trade early because of leaving it all open, then you're not going to get those profits anyway. So if by taking some of the profits early, it's going to allow you to comfortably leave the rest open, then that's the better option. Now, what I've also found is that the same exact toolkit that I showed you for overcoming negative self-talk with your trading can also work for helping you stick with your trading plan. So check out that video next, it's here on screen. And leave a comment below letting me know your experiences with closing trades too late or too early. What have you done to overcome it, or is it still a work in progress? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.